PHNX, Daily Bet Show. I'm your host, Shane Divac, joined, as always, by Johnny Venerable on this fine Friday. I'm out here at BetMGM. Woo, I'm feeling good. How you feeling, Johnny?
I'm good. I apologize again for not being there. I will be there at the next first Friday because I am addicted. I love BetMGM, but I'm shackled down by the constraints that is my hometown, Maricopa, Arizona. But we will rally. Shane, you've been able to rally from some rum tum stuff going on. It's great to have you back. Did you by chance see your boys' bets yesterday popping off a little bit?
No, but I remember when I left you were popping off a little bit. So
Yeah,
you're on a bit of a heater. You're on a bit of a
things
heater.
are popping off. You know, here's what happens when real basketball is played in the postseason, and I can telegraph it, and I don't have to stalk Instagram reels and Instagram posts about who's not playing because they've got a hangnail, and it's like, oh shit, it's playoff basketball. Your boy feels like very similar to the NFL season, which is big boy competition, over 60%.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We were talking about rallying, and we're talking about rallying the Valley. And right now you can rally the Valley margarita at BetMGM. BetMGM Sportsbook's got a bunch of great food and drink specials going on. And if you haven't signed up for the app yet, make sure you do and use that bonus code PHNX. There's a few offers depending on where you live, but for our Arizona audience, you'll get up to $100 in bonus bets on your first wager with BetMGM. And again, just make sure to use that bonus code PHNX. We had some great vibes down here, some great food. Sean's eating a Cuban sandwich. It's elite. The food's elite. The vibes are elite. The betting is elite. The screens are elite. You can see the massive ones behind me. So make sure to come out here next time. We're out here every first Friday of each month, or for our cornhole leagues every first Friday of each month at night. And yeah, it's a total vibe. Plus, if the Suns get out of this today, there'll be another away watch party presented by Neutral. So make sure to mosey on down for that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about that in a second. Just make sure to download the app and use that bonus code PHNX. And now check out the show notes for the full details and listen to me talk about the disclaimer. Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan. Cameron Payne, he's starting tonight, Johnny. How do you feel about that?
Good. I think it's going to give this offense a shot of life. You know how I felt about Chris Paul, and I hope Chris is able to come back this postseason and be a rotational player. But I've been a campaign fan, no pun intended, for a long time. I've also been a fan, Shane, of DeAndre Ayton, and I've been supportive of DeAndre Ayton since we've started the show. I think he's underrated. He needs to wake the hell up. You're getting exposed by Jokic. I get he's the MVP, but he's averaging over 50% shooting when he's guarded by DeAndre Ayton. We're going to get into our bets here in a second. You know Kevin Durant's going to rebound. You know you're going to get what you need to out of Devin Booker. Cam Payne, I think, is going to overachieve. It's all about DA. If the Suns want to win this series, and in lieu of an eventual NBA title, he needs to get his shit together. You're getting worked underneath, and it's not only that Jokic is having a ton of success against you. It's like the lifeless look at times, and the fact that he's not getting a body on a body, as mundane as that might say. So I don't like to get on the big man because I think sometimes it's too much, but they need him, DA, to wake up. It's not been good enough at all.
Yeah, I mean, he was asked about that video of him clapping under the rim and not really doing anything, and he didn't have the greatest response. Kind of got flamed again on Suns Twitter, so hopefully he has a good game tonight. But as Gerald mentioned in his article at gophnx.com, make sure to check that out. If you get any type of Kevin Durant game tonight, the Suns should have won game 2 with any type of Kevin Durant game, and they should be able to win, especially with a vintage KD performance, which I'm expecting and hoping for. But yeah, obviously it's a must win because you don't want to go down 3-0, but I think just like getting momentum back, if you win this game in convincing fashion, you should win game 4. And then, then it's a series best of 3. So let's get to that point, and hopefully they can. I think they will. And we'll be watching here at BetMGM, and we'll be making these bets. Johnny, why don't we start with you? What are your picks for tonight?
Well, hang on. I want to get to this comment from Frank because I agreed to it to some degree. Frank 5599 saying, you don't think it's unfair for a relatively young player defending himself, a 2-time MVP by himself. I agree with that. And I also think he has a right to defend himself to the media. What I also think, though, is the optics are not good. Like if you remember the Dellavedova finals with LeBron and company in Cleveland, everybody's like, yeah, he's getting worked by Steph, but that kid's busting his ass out there. Like when have we been able to say that about DeAndre Ayton?
But also, here's another argument. We saw him defend an MVP at a very high level in Giannis. We saw him take that stride.
Where is that?
We saw him take the pride to do that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's there. It's clearly there. So he was really good against Giannis. And he can be really good against Jokic. But Jokic is also just a different player. He's really hard to defend. But I get it. It's weird. The motor thing has always been weird. He's not a Tesla motor. He's a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's not a motor. He's just a.
Sly saying 8 and 25 points tonight. Listen, if you get a positive game from him, and I'm talking about like 20 plus points, this is a former first overall pick here, then I think it gives you the upward momentum to win this series and to win it handedly. But if he screws around tonight, and even if the Suns win, Shane, like he's not feeling good about himself and the shots aren't falling for Denver, and that's the reason why, it's going to be tough. So I really do think, like so many times, like DeAndre Ayton's the key to this team winning an NBA championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, everyone always says it. Like and hopefully the role players, hopefully TNT can provide something, Terrence Ross and TJ Warren. But I don't want to rely on that. That'll help get the load off of Book and KD in terms of scoring. But I think you need a 30-point game from at least one of those guys tonight to succeed, or a 20-point game from Campaign, which we might see. All right, Johnny, let's talk about tonight and the other game. That's tonight. Let's go ahead and look at your picks.
So I can't stop picking games correctly in terms of the winner and the loser. So I like Suns money line tonight. The Suns in the second round are the only games I've missed on. So come on, Phoenix. Suns money line minus 185 again. I think that gets closer to 200 by the time it tip off tonight. I also like the Celtics on the road tonight. They're a road favorite. You can get them a little bit under even money at minus 2.5. I picked the Philadelphia 76ers in game 1. That hit. I picked the Celtics in game 2. I also like the Celtics in game 3, just like last night I said Golden State was going to blow out the Lakers. They did. And then I think we're going to have a cornucopia of points tonight in Suns Nuggets. I think both these teams are just too gifted offensively. Just by default, you're going to get a better Kevin Durant performance. And then just to the point we were talking about, Shano, it's like if DeAndre Ayton's guarding, Jokic, then he's going to give up a lot of points. That's just he's going to get his. It just feels like a series where every matchup he's going to get his. It's just, can you force the perimeter role players to do more? And speaking of role players, the Suns are averaging 14 points in their bench throughout the course of the postseason. That's egregious. It's gross. And I also think, like, if I'm Monty Williams, right, and I'm getting the finger pointed at me, everybody wants him fired. They want to go hire the Milwaukee Bucks coach, what I think is laughable. DeAndre Ayton needs to look at his bench and say, I got you guys tonight. Why are we putting the onus on the bench and not DeAndre Ayton is the question I want. Like, we know what the bench is and what it isn't. It was already bad before you unloaded Paul Bridges and company for Kevin Durant. So you, by acquiring Kevin Durant in a weird way, it put more pressure on DeAndre.
Yeah, but 6 points is pretty ludicrous.
It's unacceptable. But I think it's borderline flukish too. I don't think that happens again.
For sure. If you're Monty Williams, maybe the rotations are better. If you're Monty Austinfort, you're looking at Campaign maybe, as Bo's talking about scoring cornucopias. All right, let's go ahead and look at my picks for tonight. Pretty similar.
Okay.
Give me the Suns, but I'm taking the spread. I think they win by double digits tonight. Taking the Suns minus 4.5, and then I like the over in the Boston and Philly game. I think back in Philly, you get higher vibes from a team that really underperformed. I don't know if they win. I'm not touching the spread in this game, but I just like the over because I think you get a better effort from Boston or from Philly, and you're not going to get 17 points or whatever, 7 points, whatever it was from Jason Tatum again. By the way, Johnny, that hit was pretty never in doubt with your Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum over and under. I was skeptical at first, but I mean, Jason Tatum literally had 10 points.
They're like a seesaw. They go back and forth.
Yeah, they do. I really like my props tonight, and I know, let's just get into them. Campaign, give me his points, man. 10.5 points for a starting point guard in the NBA. If you're not getting that from a starting point guard in the association in a playoff game, there's a problem. Especially a guy like him who has the ability to go off any given night. I can get that at minus 130 at BetMGM all day. If you throw $26, you're winning 20 back. So yeah, I love this 10.5 points. It should be easy for him. Speaking of easy, Kevin Durant over 34.5 points and assists. I like his points at 29.5 or whatever it is, but I also like his points and assists because I like his over at assists. But the over at assists is a little too rich for me. I think it's minus 140. So I think this is a good way of balancing it because he could easily score 35 just point wise, but I think he's going to have to dish a little bit tonight as well. So I like his over on points and assists tonight.
I like Sly's comments here again. Start Ayton and Lindell, double Jokic perpetually, and leave KCP and MPJ open. I like it.
Hell no. KCP,
yeah, I like that a lot.
KCP's been a flamethrower in the play. KCP buried you last game. KCP single-handedly won the game for the Denver Nuggets last game in the fourth quarter.
I love Sly's comments. You make everybody else beat you. It's like the NBA Finals a couple years ago where Suns had to make Chris Middleton beat you because Giannis was slow because of DA's defensive efforts. Field Poster City Country Coffee Cherry Bull King saying Suns win. I love that. I love that vibe and journey for us here. Field Poster City Country Coffee Cherry Bull King. Let's get to my props for tonight's matchup. Man, I wish it's the hottest ticket in town, baby. Just like BetMGM Sportsbook at the Great Lawn at State Farm Stadium. Jokic is going over 25.5. I think this number is way too low, Shano, for the reasons we just depicted. I don't think they're going to win, but he's going to sneeze and have that. Also, Kevin Durant, it's time for you to be KD, baby. This is a Kevin Durant, vintage Kevin Durant performance from the arc. You cannot screw around and have, 12 points through 3 quarters or whatever it was last game. It was horrendous. He looked completely disheveled around the basket. I need he and Devin Booker to be all hands on deck. We got to win this game. We'll figure out game 4 in the meantime. Do not defer. I need Kevin Durant to dominate the basketball tonight.
Yeah, I love it. Love the picks. Love the props. Love the vibes here at BetMGM. Guys, we'll have a pregame and postgame for you right here on the PHNX Suns. Our PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Make sure to tune in for that. They will not be at BetMGM because it is not an away game. They're at the studio. But for all the away games, which there will be more of because the Suns will win game 3 and game 4, you can find it right here at the BetMGM Sportsbook down or in Glendale. Anything else before we get out of here?
PHNX Cardinals today. We're putting a bow on post-draft week 1. Myself, Bo Brock, 4 p.m. Lots of good stuff to talk about with this team. Lots of, positive momentum finally with the Arizona Cardinals, and we can talk about real, tangible football. Also, should BJ Ojulari have picked a different number because number 18 might have to go to a certain Ohio State wide receiver? I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he'd be willing to adapt. I don't know. Marvin Harrison, yeah, we'll see. We got shows. I am. We got shows all day today at BetMGM. 1 p.m. TPSP, 2 p.m. PHNX on levels, and a flurry to follow after that. So make sure to keep it locked in right here at PHNX_sports. But until then, you can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. If you follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable, follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. And hopefully the Suns can get a win tonight. But until next time, peace, love, and Petey.